Hope is a thing with feathers that perches in the soul and sings the tune without the words and never stops at all. And sweetest in the gale is heard, and sore must be the storm that could abash this little bird that kept so many warm. I've heard it in the chillest land and on the strangest sea, and never in extremity it asked a crumb of me.
Today we're going to learn how to create voiceovers using Audacity. So the first thing we want to do is we want to make sure that our microphone is plugged in before we do anything. Just plug it into the front of your computer. Then we're going to open up Audacity. If it's not located on your desktop, go to the Start menu and find it in the Start menu. It may be in All Programs, and then Audacity will open up. When this first menu pops up, just click OK. So from here, recording in Audacity is pretty easy. We just click the record button up here and start speaking into our microphone, and it should work. If for some reason it is not detecting your microphone, it's probably because you put the microphone in you put the microphone in after you opened up Audacity. If that's what you did, you need to close out of Audacity and open it back up again. Okay? So the microphone needs to be plugged in first with Audacity. So here's our recording. We can play it back to hear it if we want to. If we don't like what we heard and we want to re-record everything, we can just click this X right here and then start to re-record anything, any kind of voiceover. So now that our voiceover is recorded, there's a couple of ways in which we can edit it. The first way is we can cut any silence out by using the highlight tool and using the scissors over here. So what we need to do is, once we're selected in the highlight tool or the selection tool, we highlight the section that we want to cut out, and then we press the scissors to cut that section out. Here's a problem that a lot of students seem to encounter though. They're playing back their recording, and then they pause it, and then they highlight a section that they want to cut out, and then they try to cut it, but it doesn't work. The reason why it doesn't work is because your track is paused. You need to stop your track and then press the cut button, and then it will work. So that's one thing we can do, is we can cut out any silence. You can also add silence to your track, and this is the way that we do it. Let's say we wanted a little bit more silence right here. We just put our cursor wherever it is that we want silence, and then we go to Generate Silence. And then we can generate how many hours, minutes, and seconds of silence that we want. Let's say I just want 2 seconds of silence. I would just put in 2 seconds like that and press OK, and then it generated 2 seconds of silence for me. So that's how we would generate silence if we need it. If you wanted your track to be slower or faster, you can also do that. You just need to highlight the section that you want to have be slower or faster. You can highlight the whole entire track if you want to. And we go up to Effect, and then we go to Change Tempo. And then using this menu, we can slow it down or we can speed it up. And the pitch will not change. So I'm going to speed it up just a little bit right here like this. I'm going to click OK, and then you'll hear that that section will be sped up a little bit. Any kind of voiceover. So it didn't change the pitch in my voice, it just changed the tempo of it. If you do any of these edits and you don't like what you hear, like say I didn't want this to be as fast as it was, you can always go up to Edit and go to Undo. Right here will always be the first thing. Or you can press Control-Z to undo whatever change you just did to get it back to what it was before. The very last and very important step is exporting the file. This is the most common mistake that people make on Audacity, so make sure you pay attention to this. When you are done and you are ready to export this file, you're going to go up to File, and then you're going to go to Export. You are not going to go to Save Project As. If you go to Save Project As, it gives you this warning that it's not saving it properly. It's saving it as a project file, which is not what you want. Okay? So I'm going to cancel out of that. You want to export the file instead. So you would save the project if you wanted to come back to this project later and work on it and edit it some more. But once you're done, you want to export it. So we're going to go to export. Save type as, try to save it to an MP3 file. It might automatically be on a WAV file. Make sure you export it as an MP3 file. I'm just going to save this on the desktop. I'm going to title it Poem right there. And I will save it, and I'm going to click OK. And then on my desktop here should be my file somewhere on here. Oh, there it is right there. So there's my file. This is the file then that I'm going to upload into any other programs. Okay? And that's it. This video is going to teach you how to use Animoto. The first thing we're going to do is get yourself signed up for an Animoto account. Go to Animoto.com and in the upper right hand corner, click Sign Up. From this screen, fill in your personal information with your email, full name, password, and then confirm that password and click Sign Up. I already have an account, so I'm going to pause the video and bring you back. Alright, so we've signed ourselves up for an Animoto account. Now we're going to go to step 2, which is getting yourself into the Educator account. Under our name, which is in the upper right-hand corner, we're going to click on Account. And then from here, we're going to enter in our promotional code. This is the code that your teacher gave you. Up here, it says that I'm already an Animoto for Education customer. Yours will not say this. Yours will say something different. You need to enter in this promo code, click Submit Code, and then you will become an Animoto for Education customer. Once you see that, you're ready to go on to step number 3, which is starting an Animoto video. In the upper right-hand corner, we're going to click the Create button. From the next page that pops up, we can see that there's a variety of styles for our videos. You can click on the different kinds to be able to pick a style of video that works for you. I am going to choose this one right here. If you click on a video, it'll give you a little preview of what that video would look like. If you like the preview that you see, click Create Video. From here, we're ready to go on to step 4, which is to first change our music to our voiceover. The preloaded music is listed with music notes beside it right up here. Click on it to change it to your voiceover. We're going to click on Upload Songs, and then we're going to navigate to that MP3 file that we exported from Audacity earlier. Here's where mine is. I have mine in a specific folder, so this is where mine is. I'm going to click Open, and it will load. It'll pop up this little menu right here saying it's missing information. I'm just going to title this poem, the artist name me, save it. And now we're ready to go on to step number 5, which is adding our pictures and videos. We're going to click the button that says Add Pics and Vids. We're going to click this button that says Upload Pictures and Video. And then we're going to upload the pictures that we want. These are the ones that I want in mine, so I'm going to press Control and highlight. I'm holding Control this whole entire time, and I'm going to highlight every single one of the pictures that I want to import, and then I'm going to click Open. If for some reason you want to add them one by one, you can. You just need to click this little plus sign right here, and you can add them one by one. So I'm going to pause the video and bring you back once they're all loaded. Okay, here they are all loaded. I want to put them in the right order now, so I'm just going to click and drag them into the correct order that I want. There's the correct order of my project. Now we're ready to work on step number 6, which is working out the timeline. So after you've loaded all your pictures you would like to have, click the Preview Video button to see how your narration syncs up with the pictures. If you don't feel like your narration syncs up with the pictures very well, there's a couple things you can do to be able to resolve that. This takes a little while for it to be able to generate a preview. As it says here, it'll play in about 30 seconds. So if you don't like what you see there, just exit out of it, and here's a couple things you can do. The first thing you can do is change how fast the pictures move from one another. To do this, click the gear wheel in the upper right-hand corner of the screen. Under Image Pacing, I can slow them down or I can speed them up. And then click save once you're done. Maybe you could do that and then click preview video to see how it syncs up then. Another thing you can do is you can spotlight some of the pictures to make them last longer. So I could take this first picture and then click on it, and I could click spotlight, and then you see there's a yellow box appears around it. That means this picture is going to last a little bit longer than all the rest of the pictures here. So you could click spotlight on a couple of pictures to be able to make them last longer. If you want to take the spotlight off, just click on it and then click the spotlight again to take the spotlight off of it. Another thing you can do is if you feel your narration is too slow and your pictures aren't filling it up enough space in the narration, is you can of course always add more pictures. If you feel your narration is too fast, you can always go back into your Audacity file and then change the tempo of it. So you could highlight your whole entire thing and you could go to that effect and change tempo. Remember how we learned before, and make it faster or make it slower, and then export it once more and then re-import it into here. So you could do that to be able to make your narration and your pictures sync up a little bit more. Maybe even you could generate some silence, which is why I showed you how to do that as well. So as you're working in Animoto, it might be wise to have the Audacity project file still open too, to be able to make any adjustments to it, export it again, and then re-import it into here. The very last thing is to export the file and turn it into your teacher. So when you're satisfied with the product, you're going to click preview video here, and once it generates the preview, this button right here won't say skip and produce anymore. This button will say produce once your preview is up here. So you would click produce, and then that would take you to another screen. I'm going to pause the video and show you that next screen. From here, here's where you're going to go to download your video file. From this screen that you get to once you've produced your video, you're going to click download right here, and then this is the only option you have to download. So you're going to click this little button right here that says MP4, and it should start your download. Depending on what browser you're in, it may be in your downloads folder. You may be able to choose where exactly it is you download it to, but that's it. And then you're going to put that downloaded video file into your teacher's Dropbox, and that's it.